Hey guys. Ooh, it's been a really, really long 3 days. Can you hear it in my voice? My voice is a little bit on the scraggly side. But anyway, a while back, maybe a week or two ago, I had put up a really cool soup video that was sort of coming off of another video. I did a hi, good morning. Hey Doug, Noble, Molly. Drunken One, what's up? Sids. Good morning, Miss E's here. Awesome. A little while ago, I put a video together, and it was about my soup. Hi, Melanie. Congratulations. You won. You're here. I was hoping you'd come in. Jeanette, hello. How we doing, sweetheart? So a little while ago, it was just kind of cool because I was doing a video where I took a chicken and I roasted it off and didn't use it that night. Hi, Southern Art. So you want a shout out. So that's what it was. When if you named my and we're going to have awesome. I have some extremely cool stuff for winning. So I figured when I was starting to learn my live streaming, one of the first things I would do is name that soup, and you would get a shout out. And so anyway, yeah, right. I know. Drunken One is going to open up a PayPal account for me to send me money. No, but anyway, so it was really cool. I got some good names. I got some funky names, and Melanie Jane had put it. Well, let me go back before I get sidetracked because I'm going to try to read some of this stuff that's coming in. But um, Drunken One says, I just got on YouTube doing videos only 2 months ago, and then I saw that live was a pretty cool way to go to interact with your folks that you love dearly. And then I saw that people were doing shout outs. They were doing, get this many subs and we'll have a giveaway. So out of like the blue, I just was like, hey, if you can name this, yeah, contest is over, Drunken One. Um, so anyway, I did first. I started out with I was cooking one thing, but I was roasting a chicken off. And while I was roasting the chicken, I needed to start cranking in my head what I would do with the chicken. So I'd said in the one video that, well, tomorrow I'm going to make a chicken dinner out of this chicken, and we'll go through, picking it apart, deboning it, and whatnot. So then we got to the next video, and I'm doing the video, and I'm piecing through the chicken, and that was a sort of like an open-faced chicken dinner I was making. And then I got this idea that I'll do a video on making like something out of the bones in the broth. And so like out of this chicken, I got like 3 or 4 videos out of it. But on that last video where I'm making the chicken soup, I was just like adding this, that, the other thing. And I didn't know what to call it. And, off the top of my head, I was like, okay, let's just have a little contest, see who wants to comment, see who comes up with something funky. And the easiest one was Bits of Soup because everybody, I think it got like 5 likes out of, just the comment people were liking what she said, but it was kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I named it Roasted Chicken Bits of Soup. So Melanie won that. And yeah, I see that over there. So I just thought it would be cool. Get to work, Southern, but I appreciate you stopping in. So I did that. It's all good, Noble. I appreciate you stopping in. So I was just going to show you on my share here. The thing that's cool about Melanie Jane is number one, I get how it. Number one, she she's a supporter. So let me go see if I got that. Let me stop that. Let me make sure I got her up there. Hang on. There she is. Melanie Jane. And I want to make sure I got her up there. Melanie's been out helping me out big time. And I gotta love her for it. So let me see if I can get her. There it is. Here she is. So if you check her out, it's and a lot of people on YouTube that I'm finding, some of my better friends on YouTube, they don't even do subscribe, like they don't do videos. And that would be, I guess, for right now, Melanie's fallen into that. I know she may have said that she likes to do that, or she may do a video soon. But the fact of the matter is, what I like is she's just an awesome supporter. So if you go to her videos, she's got our whole community up there, as far as being able to see the diversity of who she hangs with. So I'll just show you a little bit. And I just want to give her props because she's been with me for a good while now. But you can see, you got Bobby Sprinkle, Tammy's up there. Oh, I gotta look, Noble. I will look. What's up, Charlie? Charlie the rookie prep. What's up, dude? I got it back up. I just wanted you guys to see what a cool gal Melanie Jayne is. If you look, she's a watcher, and I just wanted to explain. I think this is why maybe the shout out works good, because all you people doing content, White Tupac's in here. I see you, White. She's got all of my friends up there. She's got Grizz up there, Granny Monster, the Wynn family, Mel, right? Bobby Sprinkle, Ash Ketchum. You know, if you look at Ash Ketchum right here with the little lion, if you like little stories, boom. This guy puts together these little stories, and they're his way of doing it, and what a diverse channel that is, right? I'm doing good, Draw with Beekter. You would like the diversity in this young lady's channel here. She watches everybody. Kentucky Preppers up there. And like I said, if you're just popping in, I wanted you guys to get to know Melanie. She won. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to let you know she's a watcher. And watchers are awesome. Watchers are what help our channels grow. They spread us around. They spread our love around. And they're very, very important to me. I'm just so new at this that I'm realizing that watchers are the #1 people that make YouTube rock and roll. And I'm sorry for being late on saying that, but it just wound up that Melanie, well, there you go. We're going to have to get Melanie to check you. That's why I got you guys here. I want you to meet Melanie, and I want Melanie to meet you. So, yes, Draw with Beekter. Melanie, you can trust me when I say go ahead and sub to him. It's awesome. So I'm going to keep going down. Arizona Ghost Riders, Country Girl. You see, she is a supporter of all of us. All of us. Chef Tovia. Hands the Cook. You know, some of these guys I don't quite know. But I was blown away because I was like, ooh, Melanie won the contest. And I went to go look. I got 400. I didn't say it. Yeah, I got 400 subs. So thank you, Purple. I really don't usually shout that out, but I might have a 450 contest that's not going to be a shout out. It's going to be something really cool to win. But I was like, what am I going to do? Melanie doesn't have videos, and it just dawned on me that that's what it is. That's what it is, man. It is Melanie watches me. She doesn't make videos for me to watch her. She comes and watches me. She comes and watches you guys. So today is a big, huge shout out to all the watchers, and Melanie's leading the pack. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, 400. I know, and I hope there's 400,000 more, but I hope there's 400,000 for all of you because we're all in this together. Um, and I can't thank the people just like Melanie enough for making me fall in love. What's up, Mark Plays? Hello. It's people like Melanie that make me want to go create stuff. They make me want to, figure out what if they're watching this, or if I go to Melanie's site and see what she's watching, it's going to give me um, huge, huge Mitchell family. Good morning. It's going to give me huge inspiration. Um, Blind Mama, morning. Good morning, young lady. So the chicken bits of soup, she named it, and there was people that liked it on there, and I was so like, that was like such the perfect name for it. So anyway, um, I'm really, really thankful for the watchers out there. Really thankful. I have to pay more attention. I have to go deeper into channels. I have to learn more about all y'all because everybody's learning about me by what I do in my daily life. But Melanie just taught me that I have to look deeper. I have to check you guys out deeper and fall in love with you guys and figure out who's the creators and get, hanging out with them live, and who's the watcher, and get hanging out with them inside their channel, and maybe this will help you guys out. The guys that are, around my, like, I'm only at 400 subs, so um I'm gonna I will do more, Missy. I will do more live streams. um I'm just getting my feet wet on live streams, and look out. I mean, I got music, I got DNA coming up, I got diabetes, so I'm very eclectic, and I gotta oh, stop it, Blind Mama. Gosh, I love you too. You're making me blush. But I'm really, really excited for what my future holds, and every day getting better at this craft, because uh, when it's all said and done, when it's all said and done, I have extreme issues on politics and deep state stuff, but I didn't start YouTube for that. If I ever graduate to a channel where I want to just talk about that, fine. But the stuff I'm doing right now just makes me feel better in life, and I want to, promote having a good life, because I'm not the most healthiest guy, I'm not the smartest guy, but I want to say on a scale of 1 to 10, I got an 11 for love. I love my family, my friends, so I want to just give you guys love, and I want to get to know you better. So I have to do better on that, of learning each, like the Mitchell family reality show. I'll take, for instance, right there. All right. I They are on my hit list to watch deeper and deeper. And we all, like, for them to be here is an honor to me, because I know in the back of my head I should be over there more. And I can't get to everybody, but I'm not going to let that get me down, because even though I can't get to them right away, them coming in here and me letting you guys know that that's on my hit list, that I need to learn and love their channel, is letting you guys know, go see them. They got a great, great thing going on over there. Um, so I love that part about it. So let me just get a few more in here. Look, there's Danny's off grid flat. Another guy. Danny's another guy I want to get to know. But this girl, Melanie, watches all these people. God bless her soul. Because I could come to Melanie's channel and feel so freaking guilty of the people that I'm not getting to. and I'm not going to do it that way. I can come to Melanie's channel and I can sit there and go, yes, well, there's Danny's off-grid flat. Pop that. I'm going to hit that video. I'm going to check that out. So now we got, yeah, right. Well, it's copyrighted in YouTube land. That's for sure. Drunken One. My old days of writing music. I used to. This is funny, man, but this works. Yeah, I don't know if it holds up in court anymore. But back in like the mid '80s, when I was starting to write my first music, the first thing, and I had like this little 4-track. Yes, I didn't have a 2-track. I can't say it, and I did have sneakers, but I had this little 4-track. And I would sit there and I'd play my, keyboards and sing. And I was more into piano music then before guitar. I was first a keyboard piano player. So I'd write all these little love songs and all these little Jan Hammer style music. Jan Hammer did, what was the Miami? He did the theme for like Miami. And Herbie Hancock, he did Future Shock. Do, 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 do. All right, so we have all that. And then of course like Axel F, Foley's theme from Beverly Hills Cop. I was all into that sequence and stuff. So I was doing all that stuff. So here's what we would do. We couldn't pay for copyrights, nor did I actually was educated to do it, but you would mail it to yourself, right? So you get your cassette tape, write all the song titles on it, put your name on it, put the date on it, and then tape that up in an envelope. And then you would go to some other mailbox and you would mail that back to yourself and never open it. So that was just a cool way to kind of, at least you had a post on there. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, no problem, Mitchell family. No problem. There's Banky. Look at Banky. Look, Banky's an Indian guitar player. I hope I got that right, Banky. And I'm coaxing him. I'm going to try to get him more involved. It's nice to see you here live, bud. So anyway, this is the spot. Look, there's Homestead Tessie, 2-family homestead, big computer. Melanie is so diverse that you guys got to find these people that watch you and go to their channels. I'm going to go to Melanie's way more often and start just checking out who she's watching. And chances are there's going to be people. Oh, look, there we go. Mail call. She's got me on there. I'm a star. Oh, I'm blessed. All right, so I'm going to stop this for now. But this is Melanie's channel. Look up here. Go see her. Oh, hello, Shal. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. It's all cool. Banky's a guitar player from another planet, man. I play rock and roll and country and whatever. And Banky does stuff in his country's vernacular. But he's got a whole other style of playing his leads, and he sits there and plays, and it's cool to just listen to, and you go, oh. So shout out to Banky. He's on my live. He's also, Banky is a very good supporter too. He's a watcher and a doer. But anyway, let me just one last time, Melanie Jane, you named it. It's roast chicken bits of soup, and I wanted to make sure I got you up there, and you gave me a great little something to let the other YouTubers, my friends, know that you guys mean a lot to us, a lot. And I thank you and love you for what you do for us. I completely mean that wholeheartedly. Awesome. Blind Mama, she's gonna watch you, Blind Mama. And I don't know, in case people are in or popping back out, I'm just so thankful for people that watch. That's my little message for this live video is, yes, Melanie won it, but the watchers are are near and dear to me now, and I have to rope them in, and I have to go watch what they're watching, because that is the heartbeat of what we're all trying to do here. Because I watch you guys that create because it teaches me how to create, but I need to go find my watchers and see what they're watching, right? What's that? I don't even know what YW means, drunken one. You're messing with you. It's all good. It's all good. So now that that part's over, let me just say my last 2 days I got my ass handed to me, pardon the language, because I went out and I did some heavy duty tree dumping, because we cut the trees down. And oh, thank you. We got the trees done. And hi, Erica, baby. We got the trees. Well, I got the trees done, but I had to bring in a guy to help me unload all this tree stuff. And the video doesn't even show, because the trailer, we kept mucking that down and pushing it down. But to move all those trees, and then we had 2 more trees to jump up into and get them down. And then we had all this dirt and debris that was down above the floor of the shed that the guys broke down. And all I had to do was the trees, the leaves, and the debris. I didn't have to do any of the construction. So that was cool. But it was about 6 hours ago. We did two and a half dumps, because we didn't unload the 3rd dump. So we did 3 transfers, but only 2 dumps. And my body's not used to that. I'm embarrassed to say that. So that was kind of a rude awakening, because getting up in the trees and cutting them down and just moving them over wasn't too bad. I had a good day that day. I met a neighbor that gave me all kinds of stuff. Gave me stuff he was growing. So I got everything from peppers to herbs and spices. So that was cool. But Monday was brutal, and that was a workout. So I did do a little vlogging of that. But yesterday was I was a pollster, and I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning. And I know half of you out there probably get up at 3:30 and it's no problem, whatever, the homesteaders and preppers, and I give you all the credit in the world. But I had to get up at 3:30, and I had to be about 45 minutes away. You're welcome, miss. It was about 45 minutes away to get to the polls. And wow, that was a long day. We started at 5:15, had to open the polls at 6. So just imagine, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night, the polls are open. And once you're a pollster, you can't leave the polls. So that's why a lot of people don't do it, because it's like a 14-hour day, and you still have to drive to and from. You get 1 hour. You get paid fairly well. Miss, that was all right. I didn't know if I was going to get into that, but I can get into it. I didn't want to hold you guys up. I just wanted to do what I did, but I do want to be a pollster 101. I grew up knowing that it was really cool to turn 18 and you got to vote, and it was probably something that you should cherish. So I got all that. And fast forward to being around 50 years old, I see you, blind mama. I love you. Thank you for the support. Seeing that it was my chance and my time in my life, it's all good, Mitchell family. Seeing that in my life, I've been up and down now. I'm not 25 anymore, and I've met a lot of people that are super passionate about voting. So getting to vote is something that I thought I knew that it was important. I really did. Never did, like, take for instance, when you guys go to vote, and maybe if any of you guys have done maybe if you guys were a pollster before, put it in the comments so I know. But I always went to vote. I didn't pay attention to the pollsters. I didn't pay really attention to the building. I was working, and I had to get in there I had to get my vote done and get out and move on. But I wanted to get to the voting. All right. And I'll go over the numbers because they're sad. The voting numbers were sad. And this had to do with New Jersey's governor. And it's sad, the turnout. But I never really knew what inside the little bubble was. So there's a bubble in there of, you really have to be on your game. You have to watch everything you write, everything. And they might make it look like, hey, how you doing, Bob Jones? Hey, good to see you, pal. Hey, yeah, just right. But you really got to know what to do. So I had to go to a class and watch a film and listen to the lecture. And they're they are very protective of our vote. So whatever you see on the other mainstream media of this was messed with and that was messed with, you got to be really good to mess with votes, because it is double checked, quintuple checked, whatever you want to call it. It's very protected. And there's a lot of things you got to go through, even at the end of the night. Other than armed guards being there, it is very protected. So I get there, it's about 5:15 in the morning. We arrive and we open the polls at 6. And people are starting to come in, and we had a good diverse of pollsters. 87 was our oldest pollster. I was calling him Uncle Doug by the end of his name was Doug, and he was the guy that knew how to open the machines, close the machines, do all that. Then we had about 3 or 4 ladies that were, me and Doug were the only men. So there was 2 men and the rest were women. And there was a diverse age group. There were, I would say the youngest was maybe 25, 30. Yeah, right? 87 years old, and he drove to there, and he's the guy that takes all the stuff to the courthouse at the end. So he's 87, it's pouring rain, it's 9 o'clock at night, and he's got to drive 40 minutes to the next, or to our local county clerk's office to drop off all the briefcases. God bless him, 87, and he was sharp as a whip. So I would say by 11 o'clock, you're starting to realize how long you're going to be there. But during the whole day, I would say 1 out of 3 voters that came in, and you don't know whether they're Democrat or Republican or whatever. Nobody talks about that. They go in the booth, and that's where their time is. So none of us sitting on there taking your name or number, big iron dog. None of us taking the information. We don't wear anything to let you know what we're there. We're just there to get you legal, make sure you're legal, comfortable, and get into that booth. So by 11 o'clock, you're starting to realize that this is going to be a long day, and you are there for the public. But 1 out of 3, I would say, what's up, dog? 1 out of 3 are very, very serious. And that makes me feel good, because I wasn't sure if out of 10 people, 2 people would come in serious. And here we are, nobody. But there are voters left in America. And it shows with this last election, right? There are voters that take it serious. And it made me feel so good, because at first I didn't know how my job would work. And I did everything. I went around to the different stations, but it just made me feel so good that people care to vote. And it renewed me. It renewed me big time to make sure that, I want my children, they're 10 and 14. I want my children to know that voting is still rock solid. It's still, get out there and it counts. It matters. So did my guy win? I was waiting for somebody to say that. Let's put it this way. The guy I didn't want to win lost. How's that? So I don't give up anything. But it was so refreshing to see that people cared. If people even moved, like this is a good one. This is the one I saw the most of, actually, is I moved. I just, as my my new registration legit. And when you look in the book and you're flipping through, they're almost sweating, man. They're almost sweating. You would think that they were like, did I win the chicken soup contest that Big H just put up? Because you were sweating to see who would win that. So, but yeah, you're there and you're flipping through, and it's like tick, tock, and you're flipping through, and oh, you're here. You're in District 1, and their shoulders relax, and they get all happy, and they get all calmed down. It is a blessing to work the polls. And I'm telling you, there's probably going to be a few of you that aren't going to want to do it, because it's a lot of hurry up and wait. You're sitting a long time. Even when you work the booth, you still sit in your chair until the person's done, and then you get up, hit a couple buttons on the computer, and then the next person comes in. So it's a long, long cattle call. But the respect I have for voting is huge. It's way up there, way up there. I was, put it this way, I even got a little mad at myself at times where I was like, I'm not going to vote. I can't stand who's running. It could have been 10 years ago. I don't care who's running. I'm not voting. But then I still get down there and I try to vote. Unless I'm hurt or sick or something, can't make it out, then I don't vote. My wife's a good voter too. She gets out. But I can't stress to the younger generation of, if we don't vote, if we don't teach our children to vote, if we don't take our friends to the voting booths that need a ride, if we don't pick our pants up and put them on and buckle our buckle and go vote, we lose. We lose the game, because the one thing we have left, I don't care if it's gun control, I don't care if it's taxes, I don't care if it's whether we can have weddings for these people or those people. We lose if we don't vote. It's our last hurrah for this country. And wipe everything off the board. Everything. But if you don't vote, shut up. Don't talk to me. Don't complain. And I hate to sound, but I'm that passionate. I'm passionate with my veterans, your veterans, our veterans, and yesterday birthed a new me to vote, because people that complain and don't vote should shut up. That's all I can say. Go vote. And I apologize for getting that way, but you have to vote in order to get things done. And guess what? You can't win every Super Bowl either. So just because you go out and vote and it doesn't go your way, that just means that you need to get in your community. You need to go into if you're that passionate about something that you lost in a vote, you go out to your community and you team up with your people and you find a creative, logic way to solve the problem. But if you don't vote, shut up. Don't talk while you're having coffee about nothing. You vote. Then you can talk all you want, because then you probably have the courage to say what you voted for. But other than that, don't spit a word out unless you vote. It's as simple as that. Now, crucify me, go ahead. But if you don't vote, shut up. That's simple. That should be my bumper sticker. If you don't vote, shut your mouth. That's all. Because anybody who votes, you know, no, that's okay. You're making a choice, free music. You're making a choice that way. That's fine. If it doesn't, look, I've been into situations where I can't vote because I don't like left or right. I don't like, blue or purple. It's fine. I'm fine with that. What I'm talking about is a history of voting. There's times I can't even make it out to vote. But if you're a voter, and you diligently make it out there to make your voice known, not your voice, but your vote known, which is kind of your voice. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying if you don't vote that one subject, maybe you took that the wrong way. Maybe I'll reinstate that if you're a constant voter and you can vote 90% of the time, then yeah, that's cool. But I can't stand people that sit on their butt and don't vote. That's what I'm saying. All we have left is voting that will help get our country fixed. Right? So yeah, you can make the choice one time, 5 times out of 40. If you want to sit and protest your vote that day because you're pissed off at both sides, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You can do that because we're allowed to also protest. But if you don't vote at all, shut up, because that's all we got is voting left to save this country. You know, healthy protesting is awesome. It's awesome. So I'll tell you what, it wasn't rigged where I was. It wasn't rigged where I was. Do you think it's rigged? Yeah, of course, anything can be rigged. You know, game shows are rigged. You know, the news is rigged. You know, there's high school curriculums can be rigged. Getting on the football team is rigged. If your dad's the chief of police, well, you might be the quarterback of that team when there's a better quarterback. But because dad's the chief of police, we're going to get Johnny, chief of police's son, up there. And yeah, life is rigged. Life is rigged. It's just who's pulling the rigging. That's all I'm saying. So you have every right, Mr. Free Music, there to say what you're saying. But life is rigged. And my children are growing up knowing life is rigged. But you could still walk in and hit the stuff you want and vote. So that's a new passion of mine. I'm very proud to say I worked it and did it and learned to see that other people are passionate about their voting. I consider myself lucky that I got to meet people that helped me realize that it's important to them too. So, and I never get passionate. So don't think I'm triggered. I'm not triggered right now. And whatever anybody wants to say on that side, that's your right. See, Iron Dog, if I could pin that, I would, brother. I would pin that, because even after the vote, it takes more work too. So that was I liked what you said there, dog. That's cool. Right. Nothing changes if you don't do anything. So yeah, I'll be the first to tell you I kind of agree with the rigging. But life is rigged. It is rigged. It is set up for you to fail simply. It's very hard to get through life without it being, unless you're born into, but even if you're born into money, it doesn't matter. If you're born into the greatest family in the world, you can walk outside and get hit by a bus. And nobody rigged that bus to hit you, unless the dude in the bus was kind of driving a little funky, of course. But anyway, it was an experience. It was something that I probably put on my vlog that I wound up just feeling it. Hang on a minute. Let me turn that on. Let me get that off. I'll fix that. Sorry about that, guys. I'm whooped. Today I'm whooped. After all 14 hours of that, whew, I'll tell you what, that was a long day in Tipperary. But I'm definitely whooped from it. So the day before that of working, and then yesterday, and then it rained. And here's the sad part. I think about 40% of the voters turned out. So that's also getting to me why, you know, if not even 50% of the voters show up, how much that could be rigged at that point. Not rigged by somebody doing it bad, but it's not getting the full, you know, 80 to 90% of the voters' choice. So yeah, I can agree. If 40 people, if 4 out of 10 people come out and give you an idea of what they want and 6 don't, do you feel comfortable with the choice you have? I don't. I don't at all. I want 4 out of 5 dentists surveying to work on my teeth. I don't want 2 out of 5. Shoot, when it comes to teeth, I want 5 out of 5. Free music, I agree. You know, that's why 40% of the people go out and vote, probably, is because they don't have faith in it. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. This last 2 decades have only proved that there's a lot of Oz factor here. The Wizard of Oz, there's some dude behind the screens or a bunch of group of peoples behind the you know the cloak and pulling the strings. But doesn't matter. When I go out to my local Wawa convenience store, I bump into a hell of a lot of nice people. When I bump on here, 99% of the people I've met on YouTube so far rock the freaking house. They rock it. Dude, they're average loving people, and average loving people rock. I'm an average ordinary guy, and I love people, you know. So make it that simple. Make it that simple. Apathy is the worst enemy. You got something there. You do. Now I turn that off so we won't have to deal with that. I want to make another cup of Joe while I talk. So let me tell you too, the people that I worked with yesterday were fabulous. I'm waiting to get into like people that you can't hang with. And everybody that worked the polls were amazing. They were just good people. Nobody extra special, nobody under special. Just good. It's so good to get out with people and get out. It's so good to get out the front door and get into something that you haven't done before. I was nervous to go do it, really. I was nervous. I was nervous because I never saw that behind the scenes, but I'd probably be nervous, you know, to go do a nightly thing, like say what would be something, you guys in the chat too, like is there something out there you'd be nervous? I'd probably be nervous. I've never hunted. I've never hunted. And I'm not embarrassed to say it. But I know one thing, if all the poo-poo in the world hits the fan, guess who looks like a butt? I'm going to have to go out there and what? Go get my own food? I've watched people on TV. Yeah, maybe I'll figure it out. If I'm hungry enough, I'll eat the bark off a tree, sure. But I've never hunted. I don't know what it's like to look down the sight and know that it's time to eat if I get this thing. You know, so there's a perfect example. If I went out with 3 or 4 good old boys and I would, number one, I wouldn't even know what to do. So they'd look at me like, you know, a butt lick, unless they were nice to me and were like, no, you know, you got to point the gun this way. You know, I'm that naive when it comes to hunting. But guess what? I want to learn. I talked to a guy when I was doing that cleanup job. He's an instructor. I talked to a fellow that's an instructor, and he's certified pretty much every gun: shotgun, rifle, handgun. He's a 30-year man on our force here, on our police force. He's a service vet, and he teaches at our local gun range. I was intimidated to say, can I come to your classes? Because I feel like everybody knows how to shoot a gun but me. I've shot guns. Wait a minute. Let's back that one up. Yeah, right, drunken one. Hi, Tammy, sweetie. I'm not saying I can't go out and, shoot a gun. But I am talking about the ethics of it. I am talking about the care of it. I am talking about if I shoot something, am I willing to eat it and use the whole parts or whatever? Fine. But I want training. I want actual training of 0 to 10 of, let's say, we'll take handguns first. And I want to be certified. I want to go through whether it's this, that, or other tier. I want to be vetted. I want to be known. I don't even know if New Jersey, you have right to carry or carry and conceal. But I need to be trained because it's time. I think my son's old enough that he's taking archery right now. I never took archery. But he's starting to, like, let me see if I can hit that target type synopsis in his life. He might even do it through high school as the archery team. I told you he was a gentle giant, and he didn't want to do football or basketball. He did do basketball a couple years, but he picked up archery. And I started thinking, all right, you can go bow hunting. Cool. Now I got my son, if we're ever down and out, go hit that turkey. Get him, little Har. But that's not doing me no good. I got to figure out what I want to do. So I talked to this guy, and I'm like, and you had to see his eyes light up. He was like this. I was like, John, is it possible that I can sign up and take your courses? He also teaches over at the police academy, I should say. So it's not just at our private gun range, but he also teaches the young cadets coming in how to, handle their side firearms before they, graduate police academy. And I was like, because John, I want to know the ins and outs of the gun. I want to know how it breathes. I want to know the etiquette of when you're, you have a gun, all that. And his eyes went up. And at first I wasn't sure if that was good or bad. And he's like, I wish people, this is a cop I grew up with too. So he's like, I wish more and more people would want to do it this way. And I was like, whew, cool. I thought he was going to be like, no, Harry, I know what you pulled when you were a kid. Nope. He was just like, man, anytime you want, I'm going to give you, come back in a week because we got a new schedule and I got you back. And I was like, wow. And it took I'm waiting for him to go, there's certain people that should have guns, Harry, and I don't think you should have one, or whatever he would say to me. But nope, he was like, nope, I'd rather teach you and know that I sent somebody out knowing the right thing to do. And don't we all want that? If something happens, down the street, do you want somebody that knows what they're doing and might be able to protect too if somebody can't get there quick enough? Not that that's what I want it for, but I know I want it for hunting. I want to learn to hunt. I want to be taught. You guys, you're the homesteaders and preppers. I'm watching the channels going, I wish I could know what they know. And I can wish all I want, but I have to seek out ways of doing it. So I just wanted to let you know that, yeah, I think voting's a touchy subject, but I am totally renewed and refreshed of how important it is. And that doesn't make me any better a man right now. As a matter of fact, it makes me want to investigate of voting and better voting and be on the polls so I get more information each time. I'm coming off the high of being a pollster. Whoop-de-doo. Great. I don't expect anybody. I'm just excited about it. So if you're not, I can't help you. But I got excited to do it. And it was everything I thought it would be and more. So that was one thing that blew my mind was, this was another cool thing. we're probably at around, the polls shut down at 8, so we're probably around 6 or 6:30. And this poor young fella, he was 18 years old, almost 19, and he had to do something about his driver's license, and he only did it like 3 weeks ago. And he was all excited. He came in and he was excited to vote. It was his first time he was going to vote. And this was not a primary, but a general election it was. And I saw the excitement on his face, and he's got his mom with him and his younger brother. I'm thinking, teaching moment, you know, you're showing your mom you're going to do it. Your mom's out there, single mother too. And he's kind of being sort of like the father figure to his younger brother. And he's like talking to him about, this is what I waited to do. And I'm like, cool. And I look for his name and it's not in there. So then I went to the double book registry. And I was like, don't worry, everything will be all right. And it turns out that as soon as you register to vote, you still have to wait 90 days. Well, at least in the state of New Jersey, or in our county, I should say. Maybe not for the state. I don't know. I don't know much of what I'm talking about. I just know this is what I learned. So unfortunately, the young fella, and I saw him, he was bummed out. He was like one of the few 18-year-olds that were all excited to vote. I didn't see many. I think if there was three voters that were 18 or even before 20. So the youth, there was absolutely no youth. I would say the average was 28 to, now I'd say 30 to 50 was the average. I'm not saying there wasn't young couples that came in or whatever, but it was just cool to start. Yeah, it's going to be totally different at the next time I do it too. I mean, one time doesn't tell you everything, but it was so sad to see him. He was very excited, but you have to wait 90 days. So even if you register and they give you your card at the county clerk, it's still, as of that day, getting your card and registering, that you have to wait 90 days. So if any election happens in between that 90, and I think it's because they want to see if you move. That's all. See if, or make sure that your address lines up. But yeah, it was a bummer, Beaker. It was a bummer. I saw he was, one of the few guys that was excited. He was 18. It was his first. It would have been his first vote. So I would have witnessed him, voting. I didn't get that at all last night. No first-time voters. So yeah, it's a passionate subject for me now, and it'll wear off in another week. I'm not going to sit there and post, you got to vote videos, once a month. But when I work the polls, I'll try to work some content around that because I'm passionate enough about that. I'm not going to watch every news story and see if there was weird, voting or whatever. It's not about that. Today is in the moment of last night. I came out of my first game, voters game, and I got a little something to say about it, a little passion about it, and it was really cool to see it. I totally. I'm not won over. I was always a voter, but I'm totally. Eyes are open. That's all. Mind is open about it now, and I'm very surprised at. I think there was 40%. It rained. Dog, you're good, man. You're good. I know. That's funny. Not even half the voters showed. And what that tells me is mathematically, if half the voters showed, do you have a 50% chance? No, because in that area, if it's mainly, to the left or mainly to the right, really nothing's making a difference. It's not being a true sampling, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I would want to see 80% of that district's voters come out and vote. but under 50%, I don't know what that's accomplishing. Maybe something does get accomplished. I don't know. But I don't know if you guys have experience with the numbers on that. But that was my takeaway after, you know, thinking about it was, man, if only 40% came out, what does that really tell us? And maybe it tells us two things, save for it was pouring and cold and windy, but it wasn't snowing and it wasn't 110 degrees out either, but it wasn't great. Good morning, Lee. Lee, I'm waving back at you. Lee, I don't know if you were watching, but I worked polling last night, and I could see, because you just popped in, people have heard me spout off about how much I liked it and respect it a little bit more. But Melanie Jane got a shout out today because Melanie named my soup. And I just wanted you to know too, and I know you're a creator, but don't you think that the watchers mean so much to us, Lee? Don't you think that? That was actually the start of this live stream, was the watchers are important. And Melanie watched the video, she commented on it, and I felt like that was the greatest name. It's roast chicken bits of soup, and it worked out good. But I really felt like I looked into Melanie Jane's channel, and I realized how much of a watcher Melanie Jane is. She's got everybody up there. Everybody. People I know are up there, and it just lets me know how much she's going to everybody's channel and being intrigued, entertained. She just likes that person because of the content or the personality or the diversity of that channel or the focus of that channel. And it makes me realize how important watchers are. And Belle, don't be late for the ball, Belle. She told me that a while ago, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I agreed. I agreed with her, and I was like, definitely, because I'm a watcher. I was a watcher before I was a creator. I just used to throw up video if it was my family, so that way my family, other family, could see my kids growing up. But becoming a creator, you know, I get it, because I would paint landscape painting with oils or acrylics, and that's a creator. I would write music, that's a creator. So then you get up in here and you're doing these videos and you're creating content for people, and it's the watchers, man. Yeah, Belle is a sweetheart. Belle is a creator, but I'll tell you from the bottom of my heart, one of the best watchers out there. Belle is a pro watcher. She watches everything. She is awesome. And if she leaves you a comment, you will know she watched you. You will learn more about you through Belle's comment. So, and there's plenty out there, but it was Belle who told me, you know, embrace your embrace your watchers, because, you know, and I agreed with her. But then I get to Melanie winning this little, it was my first little contest, no big deal. It had nothing to do with anything, but I just wanted to do a test run. And thank you, Iron Dog. It's, yep, 400. It's not easy, man. It's not easy, but I got, and I could go on there and there's 399. But I got to 400, and it's because the community I'm in is brilliant. So I wanted to do a little shout out with, you know, Melanie Jane's channel, and I go to her channel and boom, she's a watcher. She doesn't put videos up. And it hit me. All of a sudden I went, Belle, watchers mean something. And I'm like, my God, Melanie's been with me now about a month, and she comes and she supports me, and I got to do a shout out. And she gave me the best shout out I could give. And that's that she's one of the top watchers. She's not even a watcher of like one like intense thing. She watches a diversity of all of us. And that's amazing. I didn't think of it. You know, I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it that way. So when I wanted to do a shout out for her, I had to be like, I got to shout out the fact that she's a watcher. That's the like the number one thing. She's a watcher. If you take a look at this. Check this out, right? I'm on her videos right now. Look at this right here. Picker Rick, Tammy Sully, Grizz 270, Granny Monster. All right, Win Family, Mel, Bobby Sprinkle, another Tammy. You got Ash Ketchum up there. Kentucky Ranger. These are all people I love dearly. I feel like they're my peers. They're like everybody on here is part of my life too. Country Girl, Sandra's Homespun, right? There's people on here I'm not familiar with, right? So the coolest part, Arizona Ghost Riders, I'm going to do a one-on-one with. We've talked a little bit about it, and he's going to be one of my first in-depth interviews because his channel is not only informative, but it's amazing. His editing, I'm not even, this is about my girl, all right, Melanie. But you just go up and down here, Hands That Cook, Chef Tovia, you know, I'm shouting out all these people right now. I even made it. Look, Harry Fessler right there, you know, when we did a Mel interview, you know, TJ's Woodworking Shop. This girl watches woodworking. Is that not freaking cool? You know, that's freaking cool. Right Side of Floyd. I watch Right Side of Floyd, and he's going to be so dang, when he finds out I work the polls, he's going to be so happy with me. So my shout out this morning was devoted to Melanie Jayne. What does Melanie Jayne do for our community? I'm doing it right now. I'm shouting her out, but it's putting Danny up there. Danny's an amazing dude, right? But I don't know Juicy Star that much, but I watch them. So I'm going to have to go, oh, kiss myself, veggie. All right. I watch Homestead's up there. Tessie. Look at these, the bee lady. I watch her. It's amazing. So isn't it cool how like this YouTube thing is so intertwined with all of us. We all have agendas. Our channels have agendas. Hands That Cook. Look at that. Right? Look at that. I watch AMTV. Now that I know she watches AMTV, I have something to talk to her about. There's a lot of people up here. Cab 7, right? We're all intertwined, no matter how we look at it. You all think that maybe you're on your own little island, but we're not. We're all together, right? And it's this girl. And like I said about Belle, you know, don't be late for the ball, Belle. She's a creator, but she's an amazing watcher. I need to be a better watcher, right? And I need to go figure out who's watching me and learn why they're watching me. And I'm sure, like, you know, Lee just put out there. Lee's a great creator, but I know Lee's a watcher. I know that, and I know who Lee watches, and I know who Lee hangs with, for the most part. But I need to watch Lee more. You know, so I'm saying this is inspiring to me. This is amazing. This is amazing to me that out of like a little soup video that I needed to have a little shout out for somebody that named my soup, it turned into something that I could have a little moment where I can thank people for being watchers and creators, but I can also go into somebody's, be surprised like Melanie, and be like, I didn't know this, you know? I didn't know. I thought I knew. I thought I knew what I was supposed to do here, given the platform. I thought I knew. I don't know. I don't know if I ever will. But, and you're welcome, Lee. Um, I have things to accomplish here. I got things to do. I got more friends to meet, and I got more friends to support, and I got friends from the beginning I got to support. And if I go now to a Melanie channel, I'm going to find out what I got to do. And I can promise you, I'm going to be, you know, checking out her, you know, all her videos and being inspired and finding out there's my buddy from 3 months ago that I need to go visit. Enough said. So anyway, I appreciate you guys here. There's definitely more to come. I have a few things coming up with, and again, if you don't know each other in that chat, make sure you get to know each other. There's beautiful people passing through these veins right now, and my vein is in that chat. And go up in there and flow around, float around, run around, whatever. But I gotta really focus on some of my next content, because they're going to be not just me rolling around with a vlogging situation. It'll be a little bit more teach friendly, and I got to get cracking on that. But I love I'm definitely going to keep doing some live streams. Missy, I appreciate that you want me to do more live streams. Absolutely. And on that note, I want to say, make sure you kiss, love, hug a veteran always, because they would do it for you. And make sure you kiss, love, and hug each other, because that's what we're here to do. Peace out. Love you.